Band mobbed on stage. My first and only time. There was a period in the north of England when variety clubs reigned supreme. They could be various sizes. Probably one of the most important ones was Batley Variety Club. The bigger ones had really substantial purchasing power. Places like the Batley Variety, they featured international stars. Louis Armstrong, Charles Aznavour. I remember going to the one at Wakefield to see Jack Jones on several occasions, complete with a really decent-sized backing band. The particular one that I'm thinking about actually was Wigan, which was actually an adjunct to the rugby club. And it was quite a substantial club, actually. The kind of layout really was, as far as I remember, was kind of a raked area for the audience. I think there was probably a dining area there too. Anyway, in front of the bandstand, excuse me, was a dance floor, a proper dance floor, a sprung dance floor. Then you had the bandstand. And the back of the bandstand was really the outer wall. To the left of the bandstand was a door, and that, in fact, was the dressing room. We were booked there. I was actually playing with the Victor Brox Blues Train. We were booked basically to appear there for 2 nights with a guy called Dougie James, who was very popular on the scene. He was something of a kind of stand-up comedian come singer, but had a following, certainly. So I arrived anyway, and it was in full swing. The dance floor was full of young women, nothing to do with ballroom dancing. They were dancing, but not really ballroom dancing. And maybe I should have had a portent of what was going to happen. Because I kind of eased my way through this pack of dancers, and I remember saying to one young woman, "Oh, excuse me," and she looked at me meaningfully and said, "Anytime." I didn't really twig, to be honest. Anyway, I got into the dressing room, and eventually everybody arrived, and it was time for our performance. So we filed out onto the bandstand, and Dougie James went off and, strutted his stuff, as it were. Being a backing musician is a bit strange, really, because you're there, but you're not there. Obviously the focus of the audience goes on to whoever's up front, as it were, in this case Dougie James. So it proceeded pretty well, and there was a pretty good reaction from the audience, etc. And then all of a sudden, totally unexpectedly, there were waves of young women, and some not quite young women, all over the bandstand. And they were hanging on our necks. The music continued in a kind of desultory way. It was really nothing exciting about it. It was quite alarming. I myself, in fact, eventually got pushed against the back wall by a couple of maidens, and my trumpet the bell of my trumpet got quite badly squashed, and this went on for quite a long time. We eventually needs must made our escape into the dressing room to the left of the bandstand, and they were hammering on the door. It was quite extraordinary. I'd never experienced this before, and I've never experienced it again. Anyway, the proceedings ended. I don't quite know how, and I thought, I'm going to leave as soon as possible. So off I went. We had to play the next night, of course. I arrived for the gig on the following night, and the band were all smiles and said, "Oh, you should have stuck around. We had 2 or 3 each." The next night was totally different. There was no sound whatsoever. the audience demographics must have been completely different. But there was no sign that they were going to invade the bandstand. So we actually did the full performance, as it were, and made a genteel exit into the dressing room when the proceedings was over. But it really made me think that, you know, people, high-level performers, in fact, who get this kind of treatment, people think it must be extremely exciting, but frankly, I should imagine that if it happens to you regularly, it's not only irritating, but really quite alarming. If you've enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please subscribe.